So what kind of games do I like? I wanted to let you know what kind of games do I like, and yeah, so we'll get started. The first game I like is the game of making money, guys. I like, instead of playing games, what I like to do is I like to create uh, a game, but the game of you helping you build your brand. And one of the ways to do that is using shortcuts on your iPhone. So what I do is let's say I found out something trending, something that is fire, something that is absolutely incredible, that can increase my chances of making more sales and grow my business further. What I do is I whip out some of those games, or I refer to them as Freedom Fusion automations. And what I do is I use regular shortcuts on your phone to pretty much create a workflow that is really easy to understand, really easy to iterate through almost any kind of app, whatever the kind of app that exists on my iPhone. And what I do is I execute this automation, and it just guides me through entire workflow. So this way I could just, one week could be executing one workflow, and the next week another workflow, and then afterwards I get it to be like automatic based on my socials, based on the trends, and getting a bunch of injected prescriptive recommendation steps. And of course, guys, this becomes fun, especially when you start introducing all sorts of ASMR elements and all sorts of dopamine effects inside of those Freedom Fusion automations. So guys, one of the things that I discovered is absolutely insane. I discovered how to cook people's brains to infinity using some of those ASMR elements. So what I do is I inject those ASMR elements directly into Freedom Fusion automations. So what I mean by that is, like, guys, if you have probably seen some of my short form video content, you probably have seen me like showing you the actual automation, showing you the shortcut, showing you how you execute it, etc. But also you've seen in many of those steps, you see me do a couple of things like, hey, check this out, and let's go. And you kind of hear me whispering inside of those. As you're iterating through those automations, you could hear my whisper. So guys, obviously ASMR elements are absolutely insane. They make people so hooked, you have no idea, guys. So all you gotta do is, number one, so what are you saying? Oh, okay, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for joining and allocating a little bit of your time. Today I'm talking about my favorite games, what kind of games I like. You see, guys, what I like is the type of games that I create myself for building my feudal kingdom. And what I do is, instead of playing video games, as I mentioned to you guys, what I do is I create video games, but in not just regular games that you just play and don't really get anything out of it, but the type of games that you play and you make money out of. How would you like to learn how to do this, guys? Can you show your face? No, this is not necessary. The whole channel is absolutely faceless, guys. If anything, you could take a look at my avatar, guys. Take a look at many representations of my energy across multiple avatars. I promise you're gonna love it. But at the end of the day, guys, look, at the end of the day, people care about money. And of course, for you to make money, you could either spend all that money on video games and play them to infinity, or you could be the creator of your own games. And when you create them, you you build them in a way where other people use them, and you make money. But how do you make money from those games? Well, definitely not just by posting a game on some of those stores where people buy them. No, I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in a very unique way, guys, in a very beautiful way for how you could do that. One of the ways to do that is to build some of those automations with ASMR elements in a way where you're maximizing the overall learning effectiveness by including the dopamine and all sorts of other crazy techniques inside of the automations. And as people navigate through all of those steps inside of your automations, which basically represent your game that you're building, then what's going to be happening is they're going to be making money. And those people who are going to be making money from your automations, you could, of course, either A, sell those automations to them, or B, you could use those automations to grow your own brand, or C, do a combination of what our talent agency is doing. We are helping luxury pet moms over 40, number one, grow their feudal kingdom. Number two, do so at their own pace. Number three, have a little bit of fun in the process of doing so while running all of those automations. And of course, guys, some of you will say, well, I don't get it. How do I do that? How do I build a brand where I build my own game, where I build my own feudal kingdom, where I get other people to use this game and make money. I still don't understand what exactly am I selling, how is this happening, guys. And of course, guys, this is really simple. What you're doing is you're not really building a game to make a sale out of that game. Just like if you look at all of my all of that content that I'm creating, you probably have seen lots of different Freedom Fusion automations, like Stirring Up the Pot, BioSpice Social Blaster, the latest automation remixer with Sora 2 that we're whipping out. But at the end of the day, all of those automations are being part of the subscription service, or they can be purchased separately, or it could be just utilized by our talent agency altogether to help us grow more sales across our products, programs, and services. And of course, there's many different criteria and many different ways for how you could use those automations and how you could spawn money out of them. But the best thing that I could describe to you guys is we're not making money on automations. We're making money on different types of relationships that we're building. And of course, we have relationships over here in this community where subscribers building their own games just by looking at our content, looking at our talent agency. They get they get motivated so much to build their own feudal kingdom that they end up creating some of those games for free on behalf of our talent agency. Well, not necessarily free, but we're hooking them up with our content. We're giving them rights to our content, and they just literally create a video game of like feudal lords conquering feudal kingdoms and representing those bougie boss moms over 40 building TikTok shop with luxury pet brands. And inside of the game, we include our services, products, programs, and packages of hours that moms over 40 can buy. For example, you could buy like 20 hours of Freedom Fusion services, Freedom Fusion automations, and our consulting packages, and use it or lose it type of packages. Could either buy it like that, or they could buy a fully blown system where we set it up for them, so this way they could have a fully efficient TikTok shop, and so this way they make more sales. But all of those discoveries are being made directly across many different media formats, including from video games that our subscribers create. And not only our subscribers create video games, our subscribers play video games. And when they play video games, they show our brand. This is the most beautiful, probably the best way, guys, for how you could not only make money, but increase subscribers and get your subscribers to be part of your feudal kingdom. Grow together, build together, serve the feudal lords, grow that feudal kingdom without really having any kind of a crazy game that you always play. And although I do like one game called StarCraft, I've been playing that since I could ever remember. And I mean, I don't play too much now, but I just mostly watch tournaments for how other people play StarCraft, but StarCraft 2. But that's probably the only game that I like or ever played. And I mean, all the other games were I like Warcraft when it first came out, but all of those games, guys, like the biggest game that you could play is the game that could help you make money while helping other people make money in the process as well. So if you guys want a nice game to create, I could give you the permission to create a game after the scenario. I could help you come up with a scenario. I could connect you with our feudal hustler who can work together with you and give you all the tea for a scenario. And you could use this scenario to build a very good game and include Freedom Fusion automations, Freedom Fusion system inside of that game. By doing so, get subscribers, and by doing so, also get affiliate membership. So this way, anytime any of those sales are made inside of those games for our Freedom Fusion automations, Freedom Fusion system, our threat stack, digital power bundle, our low ticket offer, our medium ticket offer, our high ticket offers, you make money. How far is that? And of course, in the process, you get to, who knows, maybe you get to build your own luxury pet brand. You get to sell your own luxury pet products. You get to build your own feudal kingdom. And in the process, have a lot of fun. Guys, you have no idea how much fun it is when it comes to building some of those crazy, I mean, you've probably seen already all the content, short form content that being whipped out on this channel. Where do all of those ideas come from, guys? Just take a look at the channel. You'd be like, oh my God, like just go ahead and doom scroll through some of the short form videos. You're gonna be like, oh my God, I kind of want to do that. I want to build my own feudal kingdom. I want to be the bougie boss mom over 40. I want to be the next wave of creators who who not only understands the margins, but understands how to create maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to pull this off. But of course, guys, it's really, really hard to do this on your own. It's almost impossible. I always tell moms over 40 and digital sis is to squabble up, squabble up together with my feudal army to help you grow your feudal kingdom. And of course, guys, as you navigate through this channel, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this guy is actually showing how to build entire brand. Like, oh my God, what the hell? I didn't expect that. And that level of expectation is gonna, that level of surprise will hit you so hard, guys, that you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm hooked. I want to be in this channel. So guys, look, here at the end of the day, what you want to do, you want to take your games, whatever you're playing, you either squabble up together with a brand that you could include inside of those games when you're playing them. That's step number one. And of course, you guys already seen my subscribers. Some of the subscribers are just, as I mentioned, they either they play the video games themselves and include our Freedom Fusion automations and ops. And of course, if you haven't seen ops stacking skill set, this is probably one of the underrated skill sets, guys, that you could ever discover. If you guys haven't seen some of my ops stacking workshops directly on YouTube, jump into it. Trust me, guys, you're gonna be so cooked after you watch those ops stacking skills. Your levels of happiness will increase exponentially as a person just by doubling down on ops stacking skill. Guys, this gives you incredible amount of dopamine, but for the good reason of you spawning money versus just being kind of aimlessly running around holding a gun and, like, I don't know, like destroying monsters or whatever, right? So it will give you another level of dopamine, the dopamine that you could still reuse, but in the process make money, guys. I had some cybersecurity students who'd be playing for like 6 hours straight, and don't get me wrong, guys, some of my cybersecurity students are by far like geniuses, and one cybersecurity student had this vector-based thinking, and he would be playing video games for like 6 hours building ships. And I'm like, man, I gotta save this kid. I gotta save him. Because 6 hours every single day. And believe it or not, he would play 6 hours for building ships, and still he'd be the best student out of all the other students in terms of how smart he was, in terms of all the things that he was doing. So guys, like, if people say if they say, look, you don't really need to play games or whatever, always ask yourself, are you becoming smarter by playing video games? Like, is it helping you? And if the answer is yes, and I've seen cases where it is the case, like an example of one of my cybersecurity students, then what you need to do, you need to like look at that as a gift, as an incredible gift, and you want to combine that gift together with money. Now, of course, a lot of people don't tell you the money angles. They just say go stream and hope for the best to get money from subscribers. But that's not how you make money. You don't make money from subscribers, guys. You make money from relationships, a relationship that you build together in context of building that feudal kingdom. And one day, guys, one day once you build some of those relationships, you're gonna have more of those business owners, the feudal lords, coming to you. They're going to be knocking on your door, and they're going to be like, hey, you know what, I seen you streaming on Twitch, and I seen how like involved you were in the whole process of playing the video game, but also you were showing some video that showed Freedom Fusion system that helped people to discover freedom and build their own luxury pet store, and I was intrigued by that. Do you mind, like, if I can actually learn more about it? And then you'd be like, I bet, go ahead and I'll send you a link to my calendar, and of course we could hook you up with that calendar, and you walk them through the whole onboarding process, and boom, congratulations, you just made money promoting Freedom Fusion system while still playing video games, guys. So guys, remember, at the end of the day, so welcome Miami Fikers Freedom Fusion system. Miami, well, you know what, guys, I've been in Miami, and it's truly incredible, guys. Miami, oh my God, I may go. I don't want to go to Miami this time. I already went twice this year. I felt like this year a lot of things happened. I lost like insane amount of money in the beginning of the year. Then I made insane amount of money towards the end of the year, and now I'm losing a lot of money again. The whole market is tanking, guys. So some of you will say, well, Rob, how can you do that? How can you be so happy while you're losing money? Guys, because before I lost 300 G's, and I came back gunslinging. This is why, of course, I came back after many years of many trials, failures, and tribulations, working extra jobs and everything. But I was able to get happiness. I was able to get fulfillment. I was able to do something that rarely anybody talks about. I was able to get 100 years of experience in a period of literally like 4 years, guys. Can you imagine somebody telling you I was able to get 100 years of experience in 4 years? That's just the level of sophistication that I had to go through when I was doing consulting for big banks. And because they got pretty much almost every technology, you name it, in in their possession. And of course, as a consultant, that's what I was doing. If you guys are interested in that, take a look at my webpage. It's called networkconsultant.net. Everything you see on there is what we offer. In fact, if you know anybody like a big bank or a big company who wants any of the services and you feel like you could introduce me to them, then squabble up together with me and I'll hook you up with some good money. All you got to do is you got to connect me, introduce me to some of the powerful S&P 500 companies, or some of the medium companies, or maybe even small business companies. But small business companies we typically tackle with our Freedom Fusion system. But bigger companies like huge banks, the biggest ones, or like small medium medium companies that are not like as big as JP Morgan Chase or anything like this, we cover with with my partners. And of course, you're going to take a look at my site called networkconsultant.net. If you feel like you could bring somebody to me who needs something innovative, we're talking about from robotics, anything AI related, anything financial related, any kind of a cloud related kind of a solution that somebody needs. And if you want some money, you come to me, you talk to me, and if you introduce me, and immediately I'll get my CIO involved, and we'll have a team of 20 to 100 people showing up in that big bank. And you're gonna get that commission. So many of you guys didn't know that, but I just told you that's exactly what I do. How do you think I made $600,000 this year, guys? So guys, look, but at the same time, I like happiness. I like coffee, I like tea, and I like luxury pet products. And of course I like dogs and cats, and of course I like building feudal kingdoms, and I like helping people from overseas. And I don't just kind of only focus on American people and end up kind of not having any help from overseas. I also consider overseas people. I work together with them, and also we help moms over 40 from America, luxury pet products, help them get those luxury pet products sold. Now, of course, some of you will say, well, I don't get it. It all started out from a game, and now you're talking about the whole system, you're talking about businesses, you're talking about all those different things. How can I be part of it? How can I do any of this? Guys, all you got to do is join my community and either A, be part of the our feudal kingdom, helping us build our feudal kingdom. And by doing that, what I mean by that is you do something. Maybe you're good something. Maybe you're good at something. You're incredible in something. Like, I'm not gonna stop you and say, hey, you know what, do something that is like where I construct some preconceived notion of what you gotta do and tell you what to do. No, that doesn't work. That's not how freedom is built. Freedom is built based on how you feel. It's built off what you love. So if you love video games, guys, and you want to build the video games, but you feel like you're a process prisoner, or maybe you feel like it's just not working for you, you're not understanding how to introduce those ASMR elements into each individual step, you're not getting guidance, or maybe you're just doing this on your own, and then all of a sudden you're seeing no progress at all, nobody buying anything, then guys, you got to do this together. Do it together as part of my feudal kingdom. We'll build that feudal kingdom with, and while you're building the game, you're already including all the services, all the products and services. You already know what the products and services that we offer. Freedom Fusion automations, and you guys already seen like automation after automation after automation being whipped out. Now, you already know what's our Freedom Fusion system CRM. You already know what is Threat Stack. So include them all in the video game. Go ahead and create the video game, make it pop. In the process of go feel that level of energy where you are unlimited with your energy, where you're creating, where you some people, you know what a lot of people do, what they look at when they create anything, any kind of games or any kind of automations, what they do is they look at ChatGPT and they follow what ChatGPT tells them, which is good and great, except they won't tell you the creative part for how to build something innovative, something truly just really simple. And how do you understand that? How do you build something that is very simple that ChatGPT don't tell you? Guys, I'm going to describe the whole process for how I do that, for how I build it. Go ahead and mimic me, and go ahead and come back to me on this channel and tell me, yeah, Rome, I went ahead and I tried it, and you're right, this is absolute fire. I never thought I could ever do this, but this will work across any kind of industry. But I'm going to give you an example of how I do it with Freedom Fusion automations. How do I come up with ideas? How do I build incredible automations on the fly? And how do I like come up with all those ideas? And like, what do I do? Where do I start from? Do I start from ChatGPT? No, guys, I don't start with ChatGPT. What I do is, and you see, we got some folks saying I like money. So we got my favorite subscriber saying I like money. You see, guys, I hope you guys like money too. we're gonna help you to earn that money, okay, guys? We're gonna help you to earn that money, but it's not gonna be where you're gonna be like, oh, well, you know what? I need an hourly pay. No, guys, it's gonna be based on your levels of energy that you're gonna extract out of your future self as you're building this feudal kingdom. So here's an example of how I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and describe it. I'm gonna describe the concept of feature exploration. Okay, I'm gonna give you two concepts that will just blow your mind, and you will use those concepts, and you're gonna be able to build something incredible and spawn money. Pay close attention to that, guys. So this is how I do it. What I do is I open up iPhone and I open up shortcuts, and inside of shortcuts I start scrolling through different features. For example, what I look for is native based iPhone features, meaning now some of you will say, what exactly are you looking for? That should probably be the best question in your mind. But before I talk about that, before what I'm looking for, let me tell you exactly what else I'm doing in parallel to that. And not exactly like parallel, like at the same time, obviously sequentially, obviously I do something extra other than what I just described. What I do the concept of doom scrolling on TikTok, and looking at existing experts who are like spawning insane amount of money. And what I'm doing is I'm sniping their ideas. They describe their whole ideas, their manual ideas of what they do, what is working. They describe them on their TikTok. What I do is I snipe them. I snipe their ideas, guys. And those ideas are credible. And those experts are they really are making money. What I do is I snipe them, and I operationalize their brain directly inside of those Freedom Fusion automations. How fire is that? And not only do I snipe one or two experts, I snipe multiple experts. So some of you will say, well, that's incredible, but what about like when you open up the shortcuts? Like, what exactly are you looking for? Well, you see, guys, when you open up shortcuts and when you have a preconceived notion of what you're sniping, what strategy you're sniping, your brain is gonna open up to those features that you will discover directly inside of those shortcuts. You're gonna find them, and you're gonna be like, oh, I think that makes sense. Like, let's say you watch a TikTok video where somebody's explaining you the following concepts that work like a clock and help you make more sales, and they describing things like, hey guys, did you know that and this is how they start off. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly describe to you. This is how they start off. They start off with something like this. They say, hey guys, what I'm about to do is describe a strategy that is going to help you get more views, followers, and leads. And no, it's not the BS strategy where you post multiple times. No, I got an insane looking strategy that helped me create $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. That's how they start out. Now, keep something in mind. When I look at their strategy, I'm like, what exactly are they doing? And what they're doing is they're sniping comments, viral comments, and responding to their own selves to those comments from other TikTok accounts. Well, how do you do that? How do you do something like this? How do you respond back from another TikTok account on a spoke iPhone in a way that is all automated? And I mean, sure, you know how to do it manually, but will you be able to do that manually with all those other things that you're supposed to do, like doing deep level research on the product to find out in which direction, what marketing angles and hooks and body hooks and combination of different body and hooks combined together in a way where you respond to the viral comment, integrated together with all of your brand concept? And how do you do that on a go? And how do you do this easily in a way where it actually works and you don't get you don't get kind of destroyed, right? So one of the ways to do that, guys, is, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of filling out my gas, guys. I'll quickly kind of take you guys with me. And occasionally, guys, just occasionally, I may show my faces. So, guys, definitely, guys, keep watching. Keep watching. You're gonna have a lot of fun over here. You're gonna learn incredible strategies, and not only are you gonna learn those strategies, you're gonna be able to see them executed directly on the computer. Um, you're gonna see how I'm executing them right in front of you guys. So this way you can learn how to do that. So the first thing what I do is I listen to the gurus. The second thing I do, I operationalize whatever the gurus do on the phone, on the iPhone, not just on iPhone, but iPhone hub and spoke. And we're filling out a little gas, guys. I was running low on fumes. So as soon as I snipe them, I have, and guys, like take a look at my latest videos, like the one called Stirring Up the Pot. Take a look at the long form videos. Like you're gonna be able to understand immediately. You're gonna be able to understand everything that I'm talking about. Because right now, me telling you like, hey, I doom scroll on TikTok, I find a fire-looking strategy. I operationalize it. I make it available to easily be executable on 2 iPhones, and in the process, I inject AI avatars in the mix. So this way, they communicate with you and guide you. So this way, you feel like you're not stressed out and you feel motivated and like you're not going to lose your pace. And it recognizes your gestures, it recognizes your tonality, it looks at you, it looks if you raised your thumb or your eyebrow, thumb up, thumb down, and it understands each step that you're going through. Like, how do you do this? This is exactly what you do inside of the video games. When you program video games, you got to understand input and output and all those other concepts. Well, how do I do that, guys? Like, if you watch those workshops, I guarantee you're going to learn more about the video game the industry as a whole just by looking for how I'm building those automations. It's the same concept, guys. It's the same concept. So if you're building some of those incredible video games, guys, remember at the end of the day, what you want to do, you want to rule number 1, snipe some experts. Rule number 2, take their manual approach and operationalize it into a game that helps you make money. Now, if you want to just build a game, like right now, what I described as shortcuts. If you start executing shortcuts and kind of open up your mind and start looking at different shortcuts and different features, you're going to be immediately going to start recognizing that those shortcuts will give you ideas. They will give you credible ideas. You're going to find a shortcut that, like today, I found one shortcut where it says point and speak. And I was like, what the hell is that? I went ahead and I clicked on it. And what I discovered is that it reads what's on your, what's on your, on a physical object while you're pointing it with a finger. And immediately I thought to myself, well, how the heck can I use this? How can I use that in any way, shape, or form where I make money? And of course, guys, some of you will say, well, I don't get it, Rome. Tell me, how to use it? Well, you see, guys, because you're going to have that preconceived notion of what the other experts talk about, what other strategy they describe, you're going to be able to operationalize it, and you're going to know for fact, like, what questions to even ask on ChatGPT. Because before that, you won't know any kind of questions to ask. And of course, you're going to be struggling trying to figure out what questions to ask. And you're going to be, oh my God, nothing is working. And of course, guys, you don't want to be in that situation. You want to be in a situation where you know exactly what questions to ask. And when you see a shortcut, let's say you discovered a shortcut and you'd be like, oh my God, there's a point and speak shortcut. And you'd be like, okay, bet, let me go ahead and use that real quick. Immediately, guys, you're going to have something to ask ChatGPT. Now, keep something in mind. When it comes to iPhone is a tricky animal. iPhone doesn't have that same level of integrations as, let's say, Pixel phone or like Google phone. It's not, so in a way, you're going to be kind of swimming against the current when you start using iPhone. But it does focus on security. It does increase the chances of you like getting to a higher clientele, higher luxury clientele, because they all buy iPhones. So obviously, guys, you want to be doubling down on those iPhones and building a game that makes it super easy for you. So guys, the next thing what I do when I'm building those Freedom Fusion automations, I look at combinations of different features. So for example, I may discover a airdrop feature, and I'm like thinking to myself, man, what the heck? How can I use this airdrop feature across 2 iPhones? So immediately I'd be like, yo, you know what, let me go ahead and search Reddit forums real quick. And what I do is I ask ChatGPT, I'm like, yo, go ahead, let me know how can I use this airdrop feature across 2 iPhones to help me spawn some more money. Now, this is a complex question if you don't provide any additional context like, hey, I'm trying to build a TikTok shop luxury pet brand. I'm trying to make more sales. This is the Freedom Fusion automation I'm building. there's an airdrop functionality that I want to utilize between my two phones, Hub iPhone and Spoke iPhone. Can you please advise how I can use this feature? But first, scan Reddit comments out there to see how anybody else is using that feature, and apply this technique across. Try to review multiple industries to see how it's used in different industries, and come back to me and let me know exactly how I could use this for my particular industry. So guys, look, this is like a brain surgery kind of infusion of information, guys. A lot of information, a lot of brain surgery activity going on. So at the end of the day, guys, look, at the end of the day, what you want to do, you want to build a game that makes sense to you. Like, if you really want to go out and play video game, if you really feel like you're stressed out, if you really feel like nothing is working out for you, go ahead and just do a little bit of something. Like, I encourage you to go ahead and just do a little bit of something. Go ahead and take a look at some of my Fluid Diffusion automations and try to build them. I'll give you a good automation. Go to my buy link, you could download it for free, and try to build one for your luxury pet brand. So some of you will say, well, I don't have a luxury pet brand, I'm not ready for that. But it doesn't even matter, guys, if you don't have one or not. You could still reuse those automations for your brand. But at the end of the day, what you need to remember is like how you're going to be executing them, in which order, in which sequences. Remember, Sora 2 is a very powerful AI system. This is really like amazing system, guys. When I looked at Sora, I couldn't believe my eyes how quickly it was able to formulate my offer. And of course, you're already seeing that offer on my short form videos of hey, join the TikTok Shop dropshipping community. You're gonna learn how to build your own luxury pet store, sponsor money, that kind of stuff. For the longest time, I was like thinking, man, how am I gonna pitch that offer to my subscribers to get to join my community? And then I was like, you know what, let me ask Sora 2 to see if Sora 2 can cook something up for me. And it did, and I dropped it for you right here in the community, guys, on YouTube in the form of short form video. And I was surprised. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. This is insane insane amount of compacted information in a very short clip that just hit you hard. So hard that you're gonna be like, oh my God, I definitely want to be using that Sora 2. As soon as I saw what Sora 2 can do, I started asking myself, well, how can I remove the watermark or like hide it in a way that it doesn't impact my videos? And immediately I went ahead and I whipped out an automation for that. And right after that, I was like, wait a second, but how do I do this in a way where I create additional thumbnail and introduce some of the native functionalities of the social platform itself, like YouTube, and increase the chances even more for people being able to see that content, my content and my brand content. And of course, that's where additional ideas came through, and I went ahead and I expanded the automation, introduced ASMR elements that literally kind of whisper to you and say, psst, sis,